Hello and welcome to my first look and review of the 2019 Games Workshop Christmas gift guide. I've just now received it with my 2020 calendar, which I'm very much looking forward to use. I've got a good feeling about the upcoming year. This gift guide is free. I think with pretty much every order they'll bundle one of these, and I'm sure they'll have them at the stores. Let's crack on and have a look what we've got for 2019 Christmas. So it says, have a good look at this year's Games Workshop Christmas gift guide. You'll see some of the hottest new stuff, specially chosen to make fantastic gifts for new and existing hobbyists alike. It might give you some ideas of what to put on your Christmas list if you still make Christmas lists, or even if you just make a list for yourself because you buy yourself Christmas presents. Anyway, let's move on. So straight away you've got the red gobbo. I have this miniature. Yes, he costs £20, but he's pretty decent. He's got some interesting and fun rules, which include rolling a dice and potentially having 90 grots around him armed with stick bombs. So yeah, I don't know where he's going to fit all of these stick bombs, but you know, still, probably best not to ask that. He's the best marksman in the entire orc race. His ballistic skill is 3+. Nothing else has a ballistic skill of 3+. I still can't get over it. Yes, that means he's got a ballistic skill the same as a Space Marine, but still, check out my unboxing and review. I did a review of him yesterday, this being Friday that I put this video up. I'll put the first look and review of the 2020 calendar. I'll put that up on Monday straight away, because I don't think you guys should wait too long for that. So you've got the Warhammer Age of Sigmar here, Dominion of Sigmar Penumbral Stormvault, £75. You've got the Hallowed Storm Throne for £60. If you want to see more pictures and see sizes and things, I mean, they've got a few miniatures there. I suggest you go on Games Workshop's website and just have a look. Then they're advertising the Citadel colour painting handle. Doesn't have the normal one, just the colour one, £6.50. I think it's the same price. You've got the assembly handle, which holds different parts of the model as well. £12.50. The extra large painting handle, which holds a Redemptor Dreadnought base model. Water pot, £5.50. You've got a paint box there for £30. Project box for £50. Paint rack for £12. These are actually quite a good idea. And the painting mat, which I've still got, really worth it. Good painting mat there. The colour spray stick, which is £12. Personally, I've got a tray that I just put old newspaper on and spray the models that way. So if you want to pay 12 quid for this plastic thing with rubber bands, you know, it might be really good, and I'd love to get one just to review for you. I really would. You've got the colour paint pot holder. I never knew that there would be a price for clumsiness. The price is £5. It does hold 3 pots of paint or shade or whatever, and considering that the big pots of shade are like £6 or so, it probably, and if you've spilt one ever and you've got a nice carpet, it's probably worth actually just spending the £5 because they're not going to be spilled in one of these things. I've done it a couple of times, unfortunately. Tape measure for £4.50. The colour painting handles, £25. You get 5 of them, even though it looks like there's 6 there. Anyway, that means that you get them for £5 each rather than you know, £6.50 singularly. Your Dark Millennium playing cards, £10. I think I got them last year, or maybe the year before. Tales from the Worlds of Warhammer in bite-sized chunks. You've got all of these little tales, £3 each. It says it's a collectible series. Doesn't say how many pages they are, but there we go. It's just a novella series. Then we're straight into Warhammer 40,000, and they're advertising the best Battle Force set, in my opinion. Not in terms of value, but in terms of what I like, and that is the Chaos Space Marine 1. Yes, you get the old Terminator Lord and the very old Chaos Rhino, but you do get the brand new Havoc set. You get your 10 Chaos Space Marines, and you get your 5 Terminators. The 5 Terminators, I'm not a big fan of the new Terminators. I much prefer the Death Guard ones, superior. These are a bit boring, a bit vanilla, but the Havocs and the normal Space Marine set, Chaos Space Marine set are worth a look. And I think for those 2 sets anyway, it's going to be, what, £70 or so. So for an extra £30 for the Lord, the Terminators and the Rhino is, yeah, pretty good. You've got the Drakari Poison Blade Raiding Party. Can't quite see what's included in that, but that is £110. So this is a bit odd that they haven't priced them all the same price. Normally they do price them all like at £100 or £120. You've got the Blood Angels Crimson Spear Strike Force at 110. That looks like you've got a Terminator Captain, Death Guard, Primaris. Oh, it's so hard to see. I think they're Intercessors, and a Baal Predator. Interesting that they're mixing Primaris with standard Space Marines in there. You've got Tyranids Bioswarm. It's alright. You've got a Hive Tyrant, you've got some Gene Stealers, Gaunts and Termagaunts and Hormagaunts, I think, and 2 Carnifexes. Would have been nice if there were a couple of big squiggly beasts in there though, other than Carnifexes. Space Wolves, oh sorry, the Bioswarm is 110, the Space Wolves is £100. You've got a Flyer and some Intercessors, it looks like. Tau Empire is £100, Space Wolves is 100. Nighthaunt Court of the Craven King, 110. I'd be interested in that one. Gloomspite gets Cave Shroom Loons. Doesn't look like there's that many miniatures there. You compare the 46 miniatures in Nighthaunt to the Gloomspite, which only has 21, but there are some trolls and some massive squigs. Forgotten their name already. Skaven Corrupting Warswarm is the most expensive one there at £120. Got a massive model in there though. Stormcast Eternals, that is £110 as well. So a bit lackluster with the Battle Forces. They could have done a better job, in my opinion. The only one that really spikes my interest is this Chaos Space Marines and maybe the Nighthaunt. Yeah, a bit of a letdown. They're going to be launched on the 7th of December, by the way. It says it on the top. I will be going through each of these anyway and just giving you a breakdown with MathsCat, and we'll be going through which is the best value really. The next page is a massive troll. No, there aren't any trolls there, but you've got new for Christmas. No, hold on. It wasn't new for Christmas. It was new for the 16th of November for about 15 minutes, and then it wasn't new anymore. You can quickly type in Sisters of Battle army set into eBay, and if you want a really good shock, well, you can have a big shock when you see that the scalpers are already selling these. They're selling the pre-orders. They're already selling these for $400. Yeah. It's $210 or £125. I managed to pre-order one. I don't know whether I'll actually get one or whether it'll come. Who knows? All of these models will be coming out, every single one of these will be coming out in multi-part kits. What that means is all of these, if someone else has this army set, theirs are going to look exactly the same, without heavy customization, chopping off arms, chopping off weapons, things like that. So they're all monopose. When these come out as multi-part kits, you're going to have different options for the weapons, different options for the Penitent engine, different options for the actual Battle Sisters. This is kind of what they did with the Dark Imperium set. Well, it's exactly what they did, except they didn't have a Lord of Corruption, I think it was, you know, the main HQ guy. And they never brought out a single Gravis captain. Well, they brought out the Imperial Fist one, but you know what I'm saying is they brought out a separate multi-part Intercessor kit. They brought out separate Death Guard kits as well, even the Bloat Drone as well. So what I'm trying to, and the Codex itself, It just says Codex Adeptus Sororitas, so they're not even making like a big push or a big advertisement about that. The cards will be separate, the dice will be separate. The Codex is exactly the same as the Codex that will be coming out in January, or might even come out sooner. It's just got a different cover. It's not even like a limited edition Codex. Bundling a Codex in with these, with any plastic, is always a little bit dicey, because it runs a risk that it might get damaged unless they package it really well with cardboard well over any of these plastic pieces, and you don't want to run the risk of getting your Codex damaged. Overall, you're going to be getting, if you didn't get this set at all, don't be a sucker and buy it on eBay for $400. There's no point. These models will be coming out in better kits later on. My fear is that because it's been so popular and it's sold out so quickly, is that Games Workshop reevaluate how much they're going to sell all these kits individually, rather than looking at people on eBay that have 70 of them that are selling them. I just hope they keep them at a fairly reasonable price, and by reasonable I mean £25 I think would be too little for a squad of 10. £30 would be alright. I think they're going to push to the 35. We'll see, and we'll obviously talk about it next year. Necromonger Dark Uprising, they're pushing this. It's £175 though. The scenery looks amazing. There's not many models on there at all. Can't really see that many models. They're all hidden around buildings and things. But yes, the scenery looks great. It's just going to take an absolute age to build and paint. And, it says there, it's an ideal starting point for newcomers. I don't know. Almost £200 for a newcomer. Okay, Warhammer 40,000, they're pushing the Dark Imperium set, £95, 95, I'm sure it was 75 when it came out, and that was a good deal at 75. Well, I think it was 75, it might have always been 95. But yeah, that is still an incredible box set, even if you don't have any of the miniatures, go for it, because you get an awful lot for your money with that kit, and you get the full rule book too. You've got other little kits as well. They're still pushing No Fear, which is £50. First Strike, £25. Both of them are really good buys. Getting started with Warhammer 40,000, I think you get an Intercessor and a book. Essential Paint Set for £25. Intercessors plus Paint Set for £20. Easy to Build Redemptor Dreadnought for £25. I think that's always been 25 because the full kit is 40. Easy Build Aggressors 20. My Fitted Blight Horse 15. Filthiest and Tainted Cohort, very good at 25. And the Warhammer 40,000 rulebook is £35. Then you've got the Start Collecting sets. The Vanguard Space Marine set is one of the newer ones. I kind of see why they pushed that rather than Chaos Space Marines, because they did put Chaos Space Marines at the forefront earlier in this book, so I guess for balance sake they put the Space Marines there. All the Vanguard Space Marine set and the Chaos Space Marine set are just the sprues from the Shadow Spear set that came out earlier in the year. I say that was limited in its production number, so it's nice to see that for people that didn't get those kits, you can now get them. It's the only way of getting suppressors at the moment, and the Helix Adept, for the Infiltrators, because even the Infiltrator / Incursor box set that's out separately for £35, you can't make a Helix Adept, which is really baffling. But the Chaos Space Marine one, if you don't have any Chaos Space Marines, that's a really good set. It's got your 10 Chaos Space Marines, it's got 2 Greater Possessed, not just Possessed, Greater Possessed. It's got 2 Obliterators, and it's got the Venom Crawler. I think it's a Venom Crawler. Yeah. So that's one of the best ones. Yes, it sucks that Start Collecting sets used to be 50, and for the most part they're 60. Some of them are still 55, so if you can get them from a third-party seller for like 40 odd, you're still saving a fair bit. But these are the same ones that have been around for ages, with the exception of the Chaos Space Marine and normal Space Marine ones. I think there was a bit of a refresh when the 8th edition codexes came out, because I know that the Tyrannid one is new with the Trigon. The Craftworlds one was new when they had a refresh. Moving forward back, the others are quite old now, especially the Blood Angels one that I even had sort of 5 years ago. I don't think that's changed at all. I had the same one. So essentially the Blood Angels one is 60, Tau Empire 60, Craftworlds 55, Imperial Guard 55, Thousand Suns 60, Demons of Khorne, which I will get that one at some point soon. Militarum is 55, Militarum Tempestus is 60, Deathwatch is 60, Chaos is 60 along with Vanguard Space Marines, Tyrannid is 60, Skitarii at 60, Demons of Nurgle only 55, Drakari 55, Necrons 55, Promotional Space Wolves is 60, and then Orcs are 55. That Orc one is pretty decent. Okay, and then big kits. They're pushing Abaddon the Despoiler. They should. It's a very, very decent model. Worth the money, in my opinion. Then you've got a Chaos Knight, a Knight Desecrator. I think these were 85, or maybe they've always been 90, but I'm pretty sure they were 85. Anyway, it's now £90. The Knight Valiant, again, I'm sure they were 95, but they're £100. Mortarion is 90. Robute Gilliman is 37.50. It's the same as Abaddon, and I actually prefer Abaddon model now. Magnus the Red is 90. Stomper is 75. It's got a little arrow there, which I think just means that you can only get it from their web store. That sucks. When I got my Stomper, I think it was £60. Yeah, okay, maybe I did get it in 2007, so 12 years ago. But I've looked on the website today and it has prompted me to make another video looking at price increases. The Gorkanaut and Morkanaut are now £75 too, which I think is absolutely disgusting, that they're the same price as the Stomper. And I think they came out 3 years ago, according to the powers of YouTube, and looking at my own video. That was 5 years ago that it came out. Wow. So 5 years ago, and a bit of an increase in price. Baneblade is £85. That's had one of the biggest shocking price increases I've ever seen in my life. It's almost £100 now, and that was £60 12 years ago. You've got a Tau KV128 Storm Surge, £100. Wraith Knight is 85. And then we're into Age of Sigmar. They're pushing Soul Wars hard. It is a good set. The Nighthawk models are worth it just for the set. £95 there. Tempest of Souls plus paint, 75. Tempest of Souls are 50. Soul Strike is 25. Getting started with Age of Sigmar, 5. Sigmar paints and tool set, 25. Eternals paint set, 20. Nighthawk plus paint set is 20. Easy to build Asteria Soulbright. Easy to build Celestar Ballista, and easy to build Reikenor the Grimhailer, 25. Easy to build Dreadblade Harrows and Age of Sigmar Core Book. So you can see it's basically just kind of a copy of getting started with Warhammer 40,000. Tried and tested formulas they've put to Age of Sigmar, and here we go. We've now got some start collecting Age of Sigmar sets. They're pushing the Ideneth Deepkin, 55. Yeah, they're pretty good models. You've got the Greywater Fastness for 60, the Anvil Guard for 60, with that awesome looking Hydra. Maggotkin of Nurgle for 60, Caradron Overlords 60, Thunderstrike Brotherhood is only £50. The Goreblade Warband is only 50. Got lovely models in there. Beasts of Chaos are 60, Ironjaws are 60, Skeleton Horde is 55, Seraphon is 55, Sylvaneth is 55, Fyreslayers is 60, Beastcrawl Raiders are 55, Demons of Slanesh, I think they're all the new models, 55, and the Flesh Eater Courts are 55 as well. So it seems like there's a lot less 60s or more 60s. Big kits. This is a big new kit that I'm pleased that they are pushing. It's a decent price too, only £65. The Catacross Mortarch of the Necropolis. I'd love to get that model at some point. It just looks like an absolute dream to paint. moving on from that model, you've got the Keeper of Secrets, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a huge fan. I've never been a huge fan of that model. I much prefer Morothai. Anyway, Keeper of Secrets is 85, Morothai is 80, and you get an extra little model with her as well. Nagash, Supreme Lord of the Undead, 65. He would go very well with the Necropolis, you know, the Ossiarch Bone Reapers kits. Alariel, the Everqueen, is 80. Archaon, Everchosen, is 100. Gordak, Fist of Gork, is 65. Lord Celestin on Stardrake is 85. Dankhold Trogoth is 40. And Eidolon of, not Matalan, but Mathlan, 65. Beautiful model that. And then they're pushing Killteam. Yeah, you know, I would have preferred them to have had the old Killteam set, and I said this ages ago when Killteam was out of stock for forever. It would have been nice to still have the Genestealer cults and the Adeptus Mechanicus forces, rather than just the Reavers and some old town models. But they're selling this for £95. They must be making such a huge margin on this. All of that scenery is made in China. The Reavers have been around for quite a while now, and the Fire Warriors are old models. It's successful. Killteam is successful. I just wish they'd plough more and more into it. They lost a bit of traction, and I just wish they'd create new models for it. There's so much that they can do with Forge World as well. Forge World's Forge World's input. And then you've got Warhammer Underworld's Beastgrave. This new set, £45. Got some decent models in there as well. Aeronautica Imperialis, £55. If you like all your air battles and things. Blackstone Fortress is 95. Stunning models in that. Really fantastic. A load of them are available individually now as well. So, but that Chaos Lord is awesome. I think he's available individually. And then finally, battlefields and scenery. So they don't really give a lot of room for battlefields and scenery. Missing are like game mats that we've had in previous guides, the Citadel actual boards. We're missing like the paint range, the entire paint range. You know, this scenery, you've got the containers, the ruins, the administratum. So you've got these nice Insecta Imperialis scenery kits, including this, Basilicanum for 60. You've got some Age of Sigmar ones there as well. And then it says Citadel Colour, paint like a mega boss, and then you just go on citadelcolour.com. And then you've got some brushes, £32.90. I think that's gone up a fair bit. The cutters, the knife, the saw, and the mould line remover. You've got some books here from Black Library. Notice the Solar War, the Siege of Terror books are £20 hardback. It's interesting that they've got the Sabbat Worlds Crusaders, £40. That's interesting. Is that like a special edition or something? And then that's it. And then this is very archaic, isn't it? Where you put your quantity, your price, and the item name. And then what you do is you obviously give this to the store, and then they get it all ready for Christmas for you. It seems all right. It doesn't focus on any sort of faction individually. Very much glosses over all of them. And really does push the the battle forces and the start collecting sets. Personally, I'd rather have a bigger gift guide with like a few of the units from every faction. I mean, yeah, it would be huge, wouldn't it, at that point? But yeah, I suppose it does give you a taste, but it doesn't really have a direction. I want to say it sort of goes, right, here's all the Warhammer stuff, here's all the Age of Sigmar stuff. Yeah, there you go. So there's not a lot of direction for anyone sort of new. Like it says here, there's the Sisters of Battle. Yeah, unless you know what you're looking for, it's going to be difficult to pick, because the pictures of the battle forces are quite small, so you're not quite sure what you're getting, and it doesn't obviously describe what you're getting. Just really pushes, it gives you these big spreads of these big box sets. And it doesn't do the scenery that much justice, you see, with the small pictures. So yeah, it really pushes those big box games, doesn't it? And the Red Gobbo gets a huge page of himself. Anyway, that is the 2019 gift guide. I hope you've enjoyed it. I really had to work hard and push to get all of these videos out this week, so I hope you've enjoyed them. There will be a news and pre-order video on Saturday, but it'll be quite late. But I'm saying right now, thank you ever so much for your patience, and I hope you look forward to all of the videos next week. What do you guys think of the gift guide? Put it in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.